guys? I hope y'all are doing well on this Tuesday morning. I want to remind you guys of some stuff real quick. Tonight we will be doing Zoom game night. So let's see who can win tonight's game. Last week we had Naomi win last game night. So tonight, 6:30, make sure you guys tune in to Zoom. Make sure you guys are available for that time. Because Naomi needs somebody to challenge her.
Yes, because apparently she wins everything.
Yeah. So, this morning's devotion, we're going to be in Matthew chapter 14. We're going to be in verses 28 through 33. And what I want to share with you guys this morning is something really, really awesome. Maybe you guys have heard it, maybe you haven't. But if you've heard it, it will be good to be reminded. And if you haven't, then you're going to walk away with your mind just blown. So, starting in verse 28, it says, "And Peter answered him, 'Lord, if it is you, command me to come to you on the water.'" So let me give you guys some background before we really get too far into this. Jesus has just finished feeding the 5,000, and he has told his disciples to get in the boat and go to the other side. After he has done that, while they're in the middle of the Sea of Galilee, there's a storm that is happening. And Jesus is walking towards them, and they see him coming, and they're like, "It's a ghost." And Jesus is like, "Don't be afraid, it's me." And so Peter, God love him, answers, "Lord, if it is you, command me to come to you on the water." He said, "Come." So Peter got out of the boat and walked on the water and came to Jesus. But when he got there, he saw the wind, and he was afraid. And beginning to sink, he cried out, "Lord, save me." Jesus immediately reached out his hand and took hold of him, saying to him, "O you of little faith, why did you doubt?" And when they got into the boat, the wind ceased, and those in the boat worshipped him, saying, "Truly, you are the Son of God." A lot of times, we read this verse, and the highlight of these verses are Peter took his eyes off of Jesus, and that's when he began to sink. And so, keep your eyes on Jesus. And yes, that is an important thing to take away from these verses. Always keep your eyes on Jesus, and you will see that things work out. You will see that things that you will be able to, in a sense, stay afloat. But what I've not really heard too much about is Peter's reaction. If we really read through this and look at it again, we see Peter answered him, "Lord, if it is you, command me to come to you on the water." He said, "Come." So Peter got out of the boat and walked on the water and came to Jesus. Now, people are quick to point out how Peter messed up and how he took his eyes off of Jesus and was distracted by the storm going on around him. And we can be so easily distracted as well. But what people also forget is that Peter was the only one to get out of the boat. There were 12 disciples in the boat at this time. And Peter said, "Lord, if it's you, command me to come to you on the water." And Jesus said, "Come." And instead of Peter being like, "Okay, that's it," Peter went. Peter got out of the boat. So this morning, what I want to really encourage you guys with in this devotion is sometimes, yes, we get afraid, we'll get distracted, and we'll take our eyes off of Jesus and we'll start to sink. But the important thing is that we get out of the boat. Get out of our comfort zone. Make that transition out of that comfort zone. That's what Peter did. And we're so quick to point out the little faith that Peter had to take his eyes off of Jesus and start to sink. But at least he got out of the boat. We see that once Jesus got into the boat, the storm finished, the storm ceased, it stopped, and the disciples worshipped him, saying, "Truly, you are the Son of God." But what I want you guys to be encouraged with this morning is two things. First, yes, keep your eyes on Jesus. Do not focus on the storm going on around. And when the storm starts to rage, run to Jesus. Like we talked about yesterday morning. But just as importantly, find ways to get out of the boat. Find ways to get out of your comfort zone. I hope you guys have a great Tuesday, and I will see y'all tonight at 6:30 for our game night.